Okay, here we are. Been a long time since I posted anything on YouTube. I got a little burned out. And of course, had a lot of major losses through COVID. My best buddy I used to go hiking with, he didn't make it. I didn't get to see my sister because of the fucked up rules in hospitals. I got a new family member. Look at that beautiful girl. That is Maggie. Jed is still with me. Hey, Jeppo. Gracie, my Great Dane, she passed away about 4 months ago, 3.5 months ago, at age 4.5. Just tragic. And my little Winston, he went about 3 weeks later. Both of them shitty in how they went. One just incredibly unfortunate, the other one at the hands of the veterinarian clinics. But let's talk a little bit of big lie here, shall we? You know, we've had so much happen over the last 2 years in this country. But let's focus on the big lie. Here's the big lie. I'm almost 60 years old. Most of my client base are boomers. They're in their 60s and 70s. And I know we don't want to hear this. I know how hard this is for the average American to hear. Capitalism no longer works. We have a retiring class who, like myself, worked their ass off their whole life, ended up paying off their house. Those who could get there, put their money in the stock market over the last 40 years, watched the highs and lows of everything, and then we're all sitting on maybe 500,000, 800,000, 2.2 million. Depends on how well you were at guiding your finances in the right direction. The big lie, the stock market killed everything. Our grandchildren are going to inherit the greed of capitalism. Now you may think, I'm going to turn this son of a bitch off. I'm not going to listen to what this guy has to say anymore. I ask you please to hold on. The stock market has been killing everything for the last 70 years. It has gotten so dark that everything that we bitch about, gas prices, yes, it's a global commodity. Yes, there's OPEC. Yes, there's big companies that sit at tables and decide whether they drive the price up or drive the price down based upon supply and demand. But all of us who put our money in the 401ks that bitch about our gas prices, you got to stop bitching because you made a lot of money on the other side. Everything we do in the stock market kills everything that our kids are going to try to rely on in the future. We dig up the planet for precious minerals so we can have a big old 401k at the end so we can retire. Natural gas and gas exploration, instead of taking climate change serious for our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids who have no future whatsoever. You may think, boy, there goes some whack job liberal spouting off. I actually was a Republican my whole fucking life until I woke up in 2013. And what woke me up was everything going wrong on the planet. I started watching how rich people became so much more wealthy, why the middle class descended into poverty or barely making their bills. Now those boomers who made the most amount of money at the stock market, they're the ones who refuse to look at the truth because they have worked their ass off for 40 or 50 years, which they did, and yes, they earned it. But if we really love our kids, if we really love our grandchildren, how are we not taking it more serious that what capitalism is doing at the level of the stock market and gas and oil exploration, pharmaceutical, tear it up, try on the least of us. We're ripping down the Amazon for more beef and more grain and soy. Everything that we're doing, that we put our money into, that has an up and down, profit and loss, is taking everything from our kids. And then we say we are a nation of God bless America. Do you really believe Jesus Christ would come back today? See what has been done to paradise at the almighty dollar. See that we're leaving our kids nothing. You wonder why the 12, the 30s struggle go to work? Maybe you got to sit and talk to them. Not the ones who are crazy about Christ and God, because they're pretty much condemning everybody that happens to be gay, transgender, person of color, person that has been born here, which none of us fucking have except for the Native Americans. We are literally destroying the future, all for capitalism. You may say this is a capitalistic society. I own my own company for 30 some odd years. That's why I was a Republican. I wanted them to keep out of my business. I wanted them to keep regulations low. And look what it's got us. What are we doing? We are not paying attention. We are going to destroy a living planet. Fires everywhere. I live in the state of Utah. We're running out of water so quick. They wanted to pray it away last summer. This summer, we have the Great Salt Lake that could literally go dry in the next 3 to 5 years, which is like an atomic bomb going off in my valley, which is going to make my property values worth next to nothing, because nothing will grow as dust storms bring in all the arsenic and the poisons and the chemicals that have been dropped in there from Great Kennecott copper. Again, we have a lot of people that's probably got a lot of invested money in what have tore up a whole down mountain range. Yeah, we gave people jobs, but we took our kids' future. At what point do we stop and think, my bank account, me having more money than I need, or having 5 or 6 houses to rent out to the poor, and continue to jack up their rent so you can become more prosperous, and you can maybe leave your kids, what, a dead fucking dying planet? Raging wildfires everywhere. Europe is on fire. They're out of water. What is going to take place? They thought that the temperatures that were going to happen in London was going to happen in 2050 or 2022. The glaciers in Greenland are falling at a rapid rate that they can't even really wrap their heads around. What's it going to take? Because I'm a man of faith. I know when I get on the other side, I know when I look back at my life and think, did I put money ahead of my kids? Did I put money ahead of my grandkids? Did I put money ahead of the Garden of Eden? And then for some of you people who take your God and fuck off, I agree with you. Christianity is tearing this country apart. It wants to tell who can read a book, what the book can be about. If you're a woman, your body is based upon biblical sense. Stay at home, get pregnant, be a good mother, and shut the fuck up. Don't you see the ramifications of a spiraling out of control economic crisis coming when we're forcing women to have babies? They won't give us any money for childcare. Take that woman out of the workforce. We're already short on workforce. We're not going to take care of those kids. We don't got a damn dime. My party, the Republican Party, they don't give a fuck. They want you to be a woman at home pregnant so your husband can go out and make the shit work. Stop being a dinosaur. Get out of 1910. Hey, women out there, you like that? Back in maybe 1890, a man could take his woman out back and shoot her in the head if he felt like she wasn't being a good woman. My daughter ain't putting up with that shit. As a father, I ain't putting up with that shit. I've opened my mind, I've opened my heart, I've opened my soul. We've got to figure this out in this country. I'm talking climate is going to take everything from us. And for what? An almighty dollar. Believe it or not, we're greedy. God wants nothing to do with this country. You think he smites or gets angry at anybody who has an abortion, who tries to do what's best in their own private life so they can try to figure out how to have a good life? And you want to wield your power? What's next? Gay marriage? You want to damn people to hell as if you're speaking for God, and then take away contraceptives so every woman's running around pregnant? We are headed back to Neanderthal type thinking. If we don't get a grip on it, we're losing a country. We're losing everything important. Everything that I've fought for, everything that my son is in the Marine Corps fighting for what? An almighty dollar so the top 5% can figure out what island or what state they want to buy. Why the rest of us can't feed our fucking kids. Go fuck yourself, Republican Party. Get your shit together. Start seeing the world the way it really is. We're killing a planet. We're killing our kids' future. And we're going to enslave women to be what? Your man's fucking property? All right. I love this country. I love God. I love Christ. I don't care what people like about that. If you don't believe, it doesn't matter to me. In the end, we all go into the darkness or we all fall into the other side. One of us are going to be right. I don't really give a shit either way. I'm living my heart my way. You live your heart your way. All right? Peace.